This is Alex.
Heh.
Wait, I thought you were Yammin.
No.
Oh, great.
I tore off that facade long ago.
Great. Welcome back to the Prude Dudes Podcast, episode 36. It's a snow day here for everyone but me, it seems. So I am
You
trapped
don't deserve one.
in my room. I really don't. Although we got one last week, and that was great. But Boston, as it's situated in the Northeast, is used to being buried under snow for most of the year. So we've gotten really good at operating in terrible conditions. So it sucks when you just want to have a snow day and get classes canceled and shit. But other than that, it's just cold all the fucking time, and it fucking blows. Don't ever come to this dumb fucking state. Anyways, Patrick, you've been watching Jessica Jones Season 2. I'm curious about what you think of it so far, because I've seen some stupid-ass comments on Reddit say that it's worse than Iron Fist, and I feel very strongly about that.
I'm on episode 4, and I really like it so far.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
The dialogue especially is just smart.
Yeah, it's well-written and doesn't seem...
It's not the greatest thing in the world. It's just good. It's good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I didn't expect it to be like the greatest thing in the world, but personally, I think I haven't seen season 1. I haven't seen season 1 in a long ass time, so I can't say if it's better or not. But I enjoyed it a hell of a lot more than Luke Cage and Iron Fist, I'd say, easily.
I wouldn't group those two together because Iron Fist is a fucking mess.
Yeah,
and Luke Cage is very watchable. It's fun.
The first half of Luke Cage, and then the first half of Daredevil season 2. The back half of Daredevil season 2 really
his
goes
ninjas
off the rails.
and fucking whatever his name is. I'm really tired of Daredevil being obsessed with
Elektra?
Elektra, because that's literally all I can picture in my head when I think of Daredevil. I was Elektra,
yeah,
Elektra,
but
Elektra.
The thing is, Pat, she's so hot that, you know, what choice does he really have? Like, well, also he's blind, so like, how would he even know?
I think the whole thing is that she's the first person to understand him.
Mm.
But I just want them to have. I want Marvel, like, I just want like movies about comic book characters to make them have real conversations, like actual real shit that they talk about. And someone could sit down fucking Daredevil and say, like, you may not actually love this person. I think you just have a lot of shared experience and you don't want to try and be with a new person because you would have to put in a lot of legwork to get to where you were with Elektra. But you can't say that in a fucking Marvel movie because nobody wants to sit down and have a normal conversation like they're adult humans.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what a lot of people don't like about Jessica Jones season 2 is that it's just a lot of like conversations and people like dealing with their shit.
That's what most shit is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really was just more of like a standard drama with some like light superhero elements. Like the main driving force of like the plot wasn't, oh, Jessica Jones is a superhero and she has superpowers. That was more like tangential to the fact that, oh, she went through this trauma, and oh, so did oh, well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but like other people have fucking problems too, and they're all just trying to get through it and shit. So I think people trying to even relate this to Iron Fist in any way don't understand that
close.
One, that they're pretty fundamentally different shows, and two, you're an idiot, to be honest.
I actually really like Jessica Jones's attitude as well. Like, yeah, okay, you're not going to agree with me, but then I'm going to throw you through the fucking window. It's like, yeah, fun. I like that. That's interesting. Instead of Iron Fist, who's like, that's my best impression. I'm the immortal Iron Fist. So fucking stupid. This is the crane position, and somebody makes a fart noise, and he almost fucking kills them.
No, I mean, at first I thought like, oh, Jessica Jones being like annoying and cynical all the time. Not annoying, but like cynical and like an asshole all the time would get really tiring. But they write her like really well. It's not in like a kind of cliched way where it's like I don't know, some friend of hers is just like, oh, Jessica, I need your help, and she's just like, ha, help from me, get lost, loser. It's not like that. She just like tells off like assholes who like deserve it and shit.
She's not Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. She's rude and crude, but she's interesting and charismatic at times. Like the line that I actually really liked, which was kind of weird, was have you gotten to episode 2?
I've seen all of it.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I haven't. I'm halfway through. Yeah. But when the dude walks in, the tattooed guy, and he goes just like, I never take no for an answer, and she's like, that's very rapey of you, and I just thought that was funny. Like, yeah, that's something somebody would say.
Yeah, I fucking love that. That was a good scene. That guy's such a fucking asshole, by the way.
Oh yeah, huge asshole.
Yeah, and like his character doesn't like really serve much of a purpose, but he's just this like
Alpha male.
He's generally just there to be like an asshole, like this super like alpha male guy. And I'm just like, every time he's in a scene like scheming against Jessica or something for whatever reason, I'm just like, wow, I can't wait to get you like see you get your shit like pushed in or something.
I'm glad that they didn't lean so hard on it that they were like, I'm an alpha male and you're a woman. But no, you will label them how they act, and if that's the way you label them, so be it. But they're not going to tell you that these two characters are the way that they are because this is her label and this is his label. It's feminism versus alpha males. It's like, that's not how it is. They're just going to let things play out and you can decide for yourself.
Yeah, they handled it pretty well. I didn't think it was like this guy is supposed to like embody like a dude bro. Like this guy represents like the patriarchy or some shit. I was just like, oh, this guy's just like a huge asshole and I can't wait to see him get like what's coming to him. But I don't understand how that guy possibly thinks he can even go toe to toe with Jessica.
He tasered her and she didn't move.
Yeah, I'm just like, even though you're like buff and like I don't know, have some
I love his style,
combat experience
boots
or whatever,
and a watch and a bunch of tattoos.
Yeah, and you look cool, you got some style. Why do you think like you know what she can do? She can like crush you with her like pinky probably if she wanted to, and you're just like an idiot and you're like, oh, I'm gonna karate chop you and tase you and shit and see what happens. Don't be so surprised when she throws you through fucking glass.
Okay, spoilers for Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get more in detail now. Spoilers.
It's been out for like 2 weeks, and
I'm gonna say it again. Spoilers. But the line that after she tosses him up around in his big office space, and then he lands. He's like breathing heavily, and he's like, "Wow, super! You're the weakest person I've ever met." Because he didn't have to say much in order to get under her skin, and that was his point. And I really like that because it was cutting and it made sense. And I don't know, it's just like a villain that maybe kind of black and white in this instance, but that line was really nice. I like that.
Yeah, even though he can't like go toe to toe with her physically, he knows sensitive. Like what gets under her skin. Yeah. And when I watched that, I was like, damn, that was good, but also you're still an idiot because she could murder you at this instant.
Yeah, but I think that he wanted her to do that. That was his game plan. It's just to piss her off so she would throw him around. And then the taser was just like, oh, I'm defending myself.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm curious to know what you think of like the rest of the show, especially like there's a pretty big like pivot around the halfway point that I think is like somewhat controversial. Whoa. I don't know. And the way like some other characters end up going is also interesting.
2, episode 4.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see what you think of some other plots and things that like eventually end up happening. So I'll leave it.
Are there more cameos with other characters in the Marvel thing?
No. And that's so fucking annoying too. That's another thing.
Foggy showed up.
Kind of, yeah. That's literally his only appearance for like.
He showed up to get yelled at.
Yeah, that's it.
He showed up to get the worst dressing down in history by his boss.
He's just trying to be a nice guy, and then fucking Trinity from the Matrix.
I'm not your fucking friend.
Fuck up.
Go bury your head in the sand. It's like, Jesus,
get out of here, you fat fuck. But yeah, that's so annoying that there's barely any crossover, even between like the Netflix shows. Like, there's no crossover between the Netflix shows and the movies because of some Marvel bureaucratic nonsense. Apparently, besides them being like,
oh, that was actually Punisher driving the Penske truck.
Yeah, they don't mention shit. Like, there's all this huge stuff that's happening, and all of this is post the Defenders, and yet Jessica's never like, oh, instead of having my really unequipped friend come help me out with this, maybe I should call Matt, maybe I should call Luke, or maybe I should call Danny Rand or whatever. Like, they even mention like Rand Enterprises like all the time because like Hogarth is still like a lawyer representing them.
Yeah, so they want to have their like Stark Industries equivalent.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is the big wigs up here at Rand Industries. I don't even remember what the fuck that is half the time.
Yeah, like
that horrible plot.
Like, Rand is just the stand-in for Stark, and they'll never fucking... Like, I'm sure Daredevil will get some new armor eventually, and it'll be like, this is new Rand tech, and Matt's just gonna be like, oh, but it's not Stark tech, though. Like, and he really didn't go all out.
I think in Luke Cage, the Diamondback uses a armor-piercing round thing that's from Hammer Tech, which is the competition for Stark Industries.
Yeah,
Justin
that is
Hammer.
an Iron Man too. So,
yeah. So it's there's a little
like a little bit, but I just want for once, like, especially because they all live in the same goddamn city. How do they not notice what's going on?
New York is not as big as people think it is. It's really fucking small. I don't understand. Like, there's an explosion on Fifth Avenue, and you're standing over here. It's like, I heard that. That was loud.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb. Like when like Spider-Man of all people should be showing up to these things, or at least
He's got
like
school.
What?
He's got school. He's got high school.
Well, that obviously didn't stop him from fighting crime beforehand. Like
that was on. I'm pretty sure the plot of Homecoming is like
is
break
him being
of
a high
some
schooler.
kind.
Yeah,
and he's got the science trip, which is and the whole thing follows with his schoolwork. Like he goes to DC because it's part of his trip, but also while he's in there, that's where the base of the Vulture is. So it's like, oh, they're all going on the same road, so why not just pop off? So he's got an excuse to be there. But if he just left in the middle of the day and went to Manhattan to help Luke Cage do something, how's that going to work out?
That makes plenty of sense to me. I mean, they've showed him, like, when else did he find time to, like, fight crime?
Pena,
like,
I'm taking the side of the person that sits on the board of Marvel executives that doesn't have the time or money to spend to give Tom Holland the $400,000 he needs to show up in an episode of fucking Jessica Jones.
I mean, that's the other thing, is that Tom Holland was, like, barely an actor before they made him Spider-Man. Like, all these actors playing these superheroes now were technically more famous. They could have easily tossed them in for an episode or something. Like, I'm sure he doesn't demand
Sam Jackson showed up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
What's up?
Sam Jackson showed up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, that's true. That was nice of him, at least.
That first couple of episodes, and then the show tanked.
I heard it got better.
I will never watch that show. It's garbage.
I don't want to watch it because the first, like, 16 episodes are really bad. And people are like, no, but after that, it gets really good. I'm like, if I have to watch 16 45-minute episodes to get to the good part,
I don't know
which
sketch I watched. Maybe it was SNL, but it was just like a parody of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because they can't have all the actors who play the characters come on the show, so they'll have, like, I don't know, the Lady Sif, who's like one of the Furious Five or whoever that works with Thor, come down, and she's wearing her suit doesn't look quite right, and everything looks really cheap and shitty, and they'll say, it's like, oh, there's Thor. It's like, oh, he's gone. He just missed him. And there's Captain America's shield, except it's not. It's actually the Patriot's shield, and it's so stupid, so shitty.
I love that. But I really thought with Infinity War, they would at least bring some of the street level people in. Like, I thought that would be the event that they would do that.
Maybe they can cut to New York City and then everybody's lifting rubble or whatever the fuck they're going to give them.
Yeah, I hope they fucking do something. Maybe in Infinity War Part 2, it's not called Infinity War Part 2 anymore, but whatever Avengers 4 ends up being, which comes out in like a year anyways, I hope that at least Daredevil or something gets recruited. I think Daredevil's ready for some like full-time superheroing. I think the rest of them, probably Iron Fist too, because that's all he fucking ever talks about. So, might as well just give him something to do.
I barely understand why if you're a hand-to-hand combat character, you better be able to punch a fucking bus over like a mountain, because there's no reason for you to be in the same fight as Thor if you can't like go to toe-to-toe with the people that Thor can. Otherwise, why are you there? You know what I mean? It just seems weird as a viewer if you have Daredevil and Thor fighting the same people. It's just weird.
I mean, Hawkeye's there fighting the same people.
He's a ranged character, though. I will suspend my disbelief for the stupidest fucking character in the world because he can shoot explosives and he can do things from a distance and he can maybe do some hand-to-hand combat. But if you could only hit people with a stick, why is he there? Black Widow's got 2 guns and sticks.
Well, what about Iron Fist? He's got like
he's got superpowers.
So yeah, like
Luke Cage is indestructible. Jessica Jones is super strong.
Yeah, that's true.
And Daredevil's a guy.
Well, he's got super senses, doesn't he? Like his senses are enhanced.
Yeah, and Thanos is going to rip his fucking ears off when he shows up, so it's not really going to work out. He's going to give him a wet willy and shove his fucking thumbs in his head and explode his skull.
All Avengers 4 is a big hide-and-seek game between Daredevil and Thanos, where Thanos keeps trying to sneak up on Daredevil to crush his head, but Daredevil's like, I can hear you.
This does bring a smile to my face.
What do you think of? And this is like a theory, and I think you'll like this theory. Is that we haven't seen Hawkeye at all in the Infinity War trailers or promos, really.
Is he
except
dead?
for like some photo shoots and like some magazines and stuff.
His haircut.
Some people think
I actually like a lot.
Yeah, some people think he's a goner. Like he's definitely done for. What do you think of that?
I think they either kill. I thought that they were gonna kill. Why didn't they kill Hawkeye in Ultron?
Was there a reason to?
Yeah, because it was like I thought it was the most obvious thing ever. They're showing, oh, he's got a family, and oh, he loves his family so much, and they're cutting to a scene where it's just him and his wife.
Oh, that's
and they're
true.
like, oh, Hawkeye, you got a family, and that was the whole thing. And then, yeah, I wish.
Yeah,
he
but then
died.
if they did that would have been like the most obvious thing in the world. Like they really telegraph his death. I think.
Oh, you're right. That would have made it. Oh, the fucking majesty that was that movie. It would have been torn apart by that one flaw.
I think. I just want to see a lot of people die in this movie. Mm-hmm. So on my kill list so far, Pepper Potts, Hawkeye.
No, never gonna happen. Pepper Potts is not gonna die.
Yes, she is. Gwyneth Paltrow doesn't even want to be in these movies anymore.
She doesn't have to be. She can just not show up. That's her whole role.
She didn't show up for a long time, and then she was at the end of Spider-Man: Homecoming, and for some reason, and then
why would Pepper Potts die?
Why would
is she gonna be on the battlefield?
Yeah, some people theorize that she is in an Iron Man suit and goes to like respond to something, and then in the first trailer you see like Thanos' hand just like crushing like someone in an Iron Man suit against like that big fucking like ring thing, and the people think that's Pepper Potts just like getting killed.
I don't see that happening.
I think it's gonna happen. We'll see. But
I think that Disney and Marvel do not have they're not brave enough to do that, to make some it's Pepper Potts. What? She's not my Iron Man. I tell you what. And then people will get mad. So they're considering that, and they're like, no, we're not going to put Pepper Potts in a suit and have her play.
Yeah, but then she dies like immediately, so like it doesn't matter.
Good. I'm glad. Makes sense to me. No woman could ever stand a chance.
Yeehaw Twitter will get their.
That is my favorite label for what those people are. Yeehaw Twitter. I definitely think Captain's gonna die for sure.
I need someone big to die. Actually,
if only one person dies in galactic warfare, I will be very upset.
Yeah, I'll be like fucking pissed.
That will be the dumbest. I'm planning that the time gem is gonna be used, and then some villain is gonna be brought back, like Obadiah Stane in the Ironmonger suit or something like that. Like some portal's gonna be opened, and it's gonna cut to Iron Man 1 when Ironmonger is throwing a punch, and then he gets sucked into a portal, and he's like, "Whoa, where am I? Whoa, Jeff Bridges."
Some people were theorizing that they would bring back like past villains, like you said, like bring back Red Skull and like the Abomination from the first Incredible Hulk.
Red Skull, because he didn't necessarily look like he died; he just got teleported into the universe.
Yeah, it would be cool, but it would also make like no sense. Everyone who didn't watch every other movie would just be like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, but like, this isn't a movie for just people who are walking in, have never seen a Marvel movie. This is like Empire Strikes Back. This is the most important thing.
Oh, I think we'll see Loki die for sure, actually. Like,
did I just say Empire Strikes Back? I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean Return of the Jedi. Fuck Empire Strikes Back.
You hate Empire Strikes Back?
I do not like that movie. I can't take Ewoks. I just can't.
I think you have it reversed.
Do I have it reversed? I can't remember which
Empire
one has
Strikes
Ewoks.
Back.
Which one has the Ewoks?
Return of the Jedi has Ewoks.
I don't think I like the Snow Planet part either.
Never mind. This is a different discussion entirely. But Loki, I think, is definitely going to die. You see him battered, like, being a little beta bitch, giving over the Tesseract glowing cube to someone who I assume is Thanos.
I don't think that was... I think that part is like... Remember at the end of Thor Ragnarok when it shows the giant ship? I think Thor and everybody else is going to get blasted away, and then Thanos is going to board the ship, and whoever's left is Loki, and he's going to have the Tesseract with him, and then he's going to be forced to give it up.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets killed.
I think he'll die. I'm just assuming that everyone's going to fucking die. Or, not everyone, but like...
I'm so excited to see Stormbreaker. I cannot wait. I'm going to nut.
You know what I noticed was weird about the new trailer is that Thanos kept specifically saying, I'm gonna kill half the life in the universe.
I don't understand that either.
Me neither. I'm like,
I'm not
are you taking out like a measuring cup and just being like, this much death, this much death, this much death? It's pinched too much. Pour it back out. All right,
are you familiar with the Infinity Gauntlet?
Yeah, he's trying to. He's just
not the
it,
idea of it, but what it can do.
Yeah, it like just fucks with like all of space and time and can.
It's that powerful.
Everything.
So, like Gamora said in the trailer, if he wanted to, if he snapped his fingers, he could do it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, his whole thing in the comics is that he wants to appease Mistress Death, which is like this female like embodiment of death itself. Right. And if he wants to gain her affection, he's got to kill people. And I can't remember if the specific thing was kill half the universe, because that would really turn her on, or whatever the fucking idea was. Deadpool is also a romantic person with
right. I remember
Mistress
that.
Death.
Yeah, that Deadpool ends up like what, fucking with her instead. Like he gets death before Thanos can, or something. Or are these like two separate stories?
I think there was one issue or series where Deadpool's got regeneration powers, and then obviously, and then Thanos is competing with him to gain her affection, and then he uses the Infinity Gauntlet to make him, he can't die. He's just like, you can't die anymore, Deadpool. And then he laughs and he's like, haha, you'll never see Mistress Death. And then she is completely, disillusioned with the idea of getting with Deadpool, because it's like, if you can't die, what's my fucking point in having you around?
Do you think they'll have that concept of like Mistress Death in this movie? I think it's a little too weird, right?
It's very weird.
But then also, like, what's his motive? Like, what's his whole thing?
Do you think Adam Warlock is going to be in this?
Who's he?
Oh. That one's hard to explain.
I'm looking this up
He's a
right
space
now.
wizard.
Oh, doesn't he have something to do with like Captain Marvel?
I believe the Kree Empire, I'm pretty sure.
Adam Warlock, originally known as him.
It's very
or
complicated.
Adam.
I had to watch Comics Explained, and I never watch Comics Explained because his voice is annoying. But
yeah, same.
Would you understand? It's like he's got a pool cue in his mouth. It's just like
his voice sounds cool, but then he just like talks too fast.
His laugh is funny though.
The way he talks is incredibly repetitive. Like he'll start a sentence and it'll sound the same at the top of the sentence and then sound exactly the same at the bottom.
His inflection is very strange.
It's fucking weird, but
he's got a great channel though, always uploading.
Yeah,
and whenever I need an explanation, I go
insanely
there. Comics Explained. Comics Explained and Comic Story.
I only watch stuff about Star Wars comics because I like to stay up to date on those. The other comics are just way too fucking complicated.
Did you see the one that Mr. Sunday Movies did about that one? That was like the script of the second Star Wars movie that was never made, and it got turned into a comic book, and it's like about a mining planet, and then Luke slaps Leia, and just got it, and then this one part that I really like was Mason, or who's the main guy?
Mason. No, it's just Mr. Sunday.
Mr. Sunday.
Oh, James and Mason.
He says like, and Vader rears up, and then Mason's like a horse, and then it shows the graphic of Darth Vader's head on a horse, and then Mr. Sunday's laughing, and I was like, no, he's like menacing, and then Mason's like a frightened horse. It's just very funny. That video is really fucking funny.
That's a good channel. But how do you think they're gonna kill Captain America in any way?
In a last act of ultimate bravery, or maybe. I know they've. I wouldn't doubt that they're gonna have another one of those moments where they mirror comic book imagery like they did in Civil War in that in the Russian facility where Captain America is holding a shield up like right in front of him, and Iron Man's blasting, and there's that spark, and that's that really pretty picture. And I know that they're going to do that with the Death of Captain America imagery, where he's laying on the table with a shield on his chest, and Iron Man's holding his helmet, looking down at him. I feel like that's going to happen, but I don't know how they're going to kill him. I really don't. I feel
think Thanos
like
could probably just crush his body if he wanted to.
There was
like him holding back the Infinity Gauntlet.
I think he's gonna challenge him and say, "Oh, you can't fight me like a man," and then
and then
Thanos is going to be like, I
like,
could fight you with one hand tied behind my back, and then just go toe to toe with him, and then realize, oh shit, he's actually really good, and then he's going to cheat, and then like he did in the comics where he just gets rock built around his legs and he can't move his legs, and then Thanos beats the pulp out of him. Like, I would love to see Captain America beat the brakes off of Thanos just like out of nowhere. It's just like, oh, that was that easy because he's an idiot. But no.
No, I'd love to. This is like a weird, like, masochistist thing, but I just want to see, like, like, the more people that die in this movie, the better, to be honest. Like, I want
a wiping out.
Yeah.
This is war, so I want to see
I mean,
people
you basically
die.
have to, like, wipe the slate clean because, you know, a lot of these actors' contracts are up, and they're clearly setting up a new team of Avengers. Like, it's pretty obvious that Doctor Strange is going to be, like, the
Tortured.
new Tony Stark kind of stand-in character.
I doubt it. No, I don't have any. I honestly am completely indifferent about his character. Benedict Cumberbatch's a great actor, but he just looks weird.
Yeah, I wasn't like Doctor Strange was fine. Like when I saw it, I was like, yeah, it was good. But then I just never thought about it again, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm really excited for Captain Marvel though. I wish they
Me
did that
too.
movie.
Yeah,
I wish they did
Superman
that
basically
sooner. Because although that movie is weird because it takes place before any of the MCU stuff. It takes place in like the 1990s, which is like cool. Like I love period pieces, but I don't know how they're gonna tie that in. Like where has she been all this time? Like I'm curious to find out. Like, what they do with that.
Carol Danvers she was in the Air Force, right? She was in the military proper, like in the Army or the Air Force or something. And then she's a part of Alpha Flight, which is another military organization.
Correct.
So I doubt that she would be doing. She was on the Sokovia Accords before the Sokovia Accords were even made. She was like, I'm not going to move unless I'm told to. I imagine, like she's, you know, right under General Ross or Nick Fury the entire time, and maybe I really don't know why.
I doubt that they're just like General Ross is going to show up and like, this is your new partner, Carol Danvers, and she's like, yeah, I'm Captain Marvel, and I've got superpowers, and I haven't been doing anything because I haven't been ordered to, but now I've been ordered to, so now I'm going to do it.
What reason can you think of that would be better than that?
I'm sure
they just didn't show it.
She's probably just somewhere out in space or some shit like that.
Maybe.
Like, that makes the most logical sense to me. Like, space is like a massive place, and they've already, you know, opened up the cosmic Marvel universe with Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor Ragnarok pretty easily.
If they show a modern version of Carol Danvers, I want her to have the buzzed sides. Because that's my attachment so much to that character.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the photos of her on set. She has her regular long hair, but her costume's also green.
It's also the 90s.
Yeah, but I highly doubt that they're just gonna be like, "Oh, Captain Marvel's green now. That's her color," because like that just looks kind of dumb. I think
Nick
it's just
Fury's
like
gonna be in it, right?
I don't know. Nick Fury hasn't been in a Marvel movie since fucking not even Civil War.
Winter Soldier.
Was he in Avengers 2?
Yeah, he was in Ultron. He was he was in the barn, and he was like, "You guys got to do shit." And then
yeah. Is that who he is now? He's just the guy that kind of like stays hidden all the time.
He's the coach that comes out of nowhere and goes like, "All right, so here's the plan."
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
I want him to be more conniving and like.
He should be like a team leader. He should be like helping him out or something.
I always thought of Nick Fury as he's got a lot of like the way they made him in Winter Soldier was just like, he micromanages and he like treats people like they're pawns because they are to him, and like the thing with Captain America not liking the way he operates is because he's used to being like, here's the plan, and then we're gonna go do the plan, and then when you have all this like backroom deals and all these like Black Ops missions and stuff, and Nick Fury is the only one who has all the secrets, then you know Captain America is sort of disillusioned with the military. But I love that about him. He's not just like, all right, gang, let's go. He's like, I'm not going to tell you the whole thing. Here's your plan, and we're going to do this over here. Like, yeah, be shady.
Yeah. Is Nick Fury in the comics like, I always like closely associated him with the Punisher. Like, is he a lot more active in the comics and like action-y and stuff? Is Nick Fury more of like a Punisher type character in the comics where he's a lot more action, not necessarily like the Punisher, but he does actually go into action and uses like guns and stuff.
A lot of the well, sometimes he'll be in firefights, but a lot of the time it'll be like the splash panel is included with Nick Fury. Like Spider-Man is doing something, and then the next page is just a full spread of, you know, Nick Fury looking down at him, and then Peter Parker like that, like shocks, is like, oh my god, it's Nick Fury, and then Nick Fury's speech bubbles, we need to talk, like whatever that is, and then the rest of the comic book is just a little conversation he has with him, and then he goes off on his little Black Ops way. But like, I haven't thought, like, when they did Nick Fury as like an action character, he was the white dude, and he was in a satellite and using aging serum to keep alive.
That is weird. Maybe that's how he's been staying alive this whole time.
He was in a big part of the Secret Wars thing, or not Secret Wars, Original Sin.
What is it? Oh, wait,
you know what the Watchers are?
No.
The Watchers are just people who watch stuff, and someone went up to the moon and killed the Watcher that watches Earth, and took their eyeballs, and then when they squished them, they they revealed a secret to all of the characters in the Marvel universe, and like Thor found out that he had a sister who was a Valkyrie, and then because of that he couldn't lift up his hammer anymore, and that's why he became unworthy. Peter Parker found out that he wasn't the only person who got bit by the spider and got turned into a superhuman. Yeah, just a lot of people found out stuff.
That's interesting. Although I could never see them pulling that off in like a movie, just
no,
because
that
would
at
be
all.
So incredibly.
Let me squish this eyeball and reveal secrets.
Yeah. Then I really hope.
How are they going to do this with so many actors? How long is this movie?
That's the other thing I've been thinking about, is that all these actors, like pretty big actors, like big enough, but that must be so expensive. Well,
they're going to make a bank on this.
Well, that's true as well, but I think that the thing is that they were kind of like divided up into groups, you can tell from the trailer. Like, they're not all going to be together, I think, until like maybe the end, but you can see in the trailer it's
they've
like
got teams.
Yeah, okay, so we've got Team Iron Man, Spider-Man, and fucking Guardians of the Galaxy Man.
Thor, Groot, and Rocket
over here
are off building a hammer.
Yeah, literally they're in some fucking massive Star Forge, which is cool.
And you have Doctor Strange is a team by himself getting tortured with needles.
Yeah, by a fucking Star Wars B character, McGee.
I'm an alien.
And then you have Captain America, War Machine, Black Widow, and the Black Panther squad, and the Hulk for some reason. I don't know how they got all together. They're gonna have to really explain how everyone ended up like where they're at, because there's still like some like fill in that like needs to be done.
I wonder if Thanos is gonna strip Banner of his gamma radiation and just make him a man.
Can he do that?
He can do literally anything with the Infinity Gauntlet. Literally anything.
I don't think they really thought of that. Although you can tell that the Hulkbuster is in the trailer, but then so is Hulk just being the Hulk.
Who do you think is going to get mind switched in order to fight the other people? Because he's got the Soul Stone or whatever, the Mind Stone.
I really don't know. They haven't like expanded or explained what Thanos' power set is going to be for this. Like, it's just a whole lot of, I've got the stones and I can just fucking do whatever the fuck I want. I'm like, okay, you can do whatever you want, but like, what are you going to do? If you're actually like this crazy like threat, then why do you need... Well, he's still looking for the stones, I guess, is the main thing. Is that he's not yet at like his maximum power level. He still needs...
He's got the two stones.
Yeah. He only has two. He needs like Vision's stone, which he like...
He gets that, yeah.
Yeah, he pulls that. And then there's the one stone we still don't know where it is, the Soul Stone, which...
The big fat one.
Yeah, is apparently going to be in Wakanda. That's what a lot of people think. But...
Okay.
I recently...
What has it been doing for them?
The
Wakandan religion thing where they go in afterlife and they can see the past kings?
I think so. I think it's... That would make a lot of sense to me. I think maybe it's underneath all the...
Vibranium.
Where those like flowers are growing and stuff. Yeah, where those flowers are growing and stuff, they get their special properties from the Soul Stone.
I just want to see Panther do a big role in this. I don't want him to take a back seat to people he doesn't need to take a back seat to.
Oh no, I definitely don't think Black Panther will take a back seat to any of this. One, not only because Black Panther was like a huge success and that's like a really bankable character now, but also you can already tell that, you know, their army is like the Wakandan army. Like that's all they got to use against these fucking minions or whatever they're called.
There are characters in everything that you consider as the adults, almost like the grown-ups who, if they show up, is like, oh fuck, yes, okay, cool. The adults are here; they can take care of stuff. Black Panther, when I see him in comics, is one of those people because he's cool, calm, collected, and wise. And if someone sasses him, he'll just flip him over and throw him out of a building. Like, he's Black Panther, and when he's in this movie, I was like, oh, thank God Black Panther's in this scene. Thor's okay for now. I was like, I don't think of Thor as, like, an adult. I think of, like, 2 or 3 people as adults.
I think of Captain America as an adult.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Like, I'm just like, Cap is just, like, on top of this shit, very optimistic, has a plan, gonna execute the plan, nothing's gonna stop him. I'm like, I can rest easy, because I know he'll be fine. Man, that'll be really fucking brutal.
He's gonna die.
Kill him.
He's gonna die.
He just grew that beard, too.
Who else is gonna die? It's okay.
I think Iron Man should die.
Let's see. Cap. They're not gonna kill Iron Man, are they?
I think they have to. Robert Downey Jr. has been doing this longer than all of them. And
do you think he's gonna get the last hurrah, like goodbye everybody, and then go rocket somebody into an explosion or something?
I don't know. I really don't know. Like, they haven't telegraphed anyone's death. I think there's like a few easy guesses, like Loki, Pepper Potts, which I'm still set on.
Loki's been dying and coming back for like 3 years.
Yeah, I know, forever.
So
this time
stupid.
I think he'll actually die.
I don't think he's actually going to die.
I mean, no one has to die, but if no one doesn't die, that's going to be bullshit.
No, I think people are going to die, but like, who's on the roster?
Literally everyone.
Movie? I know, but literally, who's literally everybody? Where's the
Guardians
poster?
of the Galaxy, Iron Man, Spider-Man.
Where's
Doctor
the poster?
Strange.
I'm finding the poster.
Captain America, Black Panther.
Strange is too new. He's not going to die.
Yeah, any of the new people. Although Ant-Man also isn't in this in the trailers, from what I can tell. I don't know where the hell Ant-Man is.
I don't care. I really don't give a shit about Paul Rudd.
I fucking love Ant-Man.
Okay. Groot, Rocket, Peter Quill, Star-Lord. That's Star-Lord. Drax could die.
No, they're doing Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah, but Drax could be dead. His ultimate purpose is to kill Thanos. So what if he dies trying?
That's interesting. I can see it happen.
Anthony Mackie is Falcon. Nah, he's not going to die. Vision might die. I'm okay with that. I don't give a shit about his character.
I feel like Vision would die. Although he's new.
Scarlet Witch, I don't care about her either. If they kill Black Widow, I'm not watching these movies anymore.
The thing is, I think there's a differential between who we think should die and who's actually like likely to die. Like, I don't actually think Drax is likely to die. I don't think.
No, it's just who do you think is like possible? Vision.
Poster. I think.
Drax.
I wasn't really thinking about Vision, but I think he could die just because we've seen that trailer shot of him like.
I want them to get rid of all this fat. Like, I don't care about so many of these characters. Like Ant-Man, Scarlet Witch.
Well, I mean, Ant-Man's not gonna die because he's not in the movie, probably. I think you probably want to get rid of. I think Bucky will probably die.
No, he just got a new arm.
Yeah, I guess that'd be.
He's gonna be the new Captain America.
Oh, great point. Yeah, they'll probably build up his character after.
War Machine can't die. He's a cripple. I think Gamora's sister, Blueface.
Do you think if Iron Man dies, War Machine will become the next Iron Man?
I think War Machine is cool enough on his own. Honestly, my favorite part of Iron Man 2 was just the scene with both of them back to back fighting in that garden. I want more of that. I want a War Machine movie where he just goes to like some enemy controlled place and blows up ISIS. Just like, you know what I mean? Just like in a war where he's supposed to be.
Sounds like a lot like Yeehaw Twitter.
I don't care.
I want a War Machine blowing up ISIS.
Yeah. The Hulk might just give up doing what he does.
No, he just got back from fucking Ragnarok. He's definitely going to be around for a while.
Panther's in this.
Do you think Gamora will die? She's going to play a really big role.
I think her sister will. What's her
Good
name?
Point.
Blueface person.
I don't fucking remember. She's just mad about everything.
So I've got Cap, Iron Man, Vision, Drax, Blueface.
I've got
Hawkeye.
I've got Hawkeye dying. I've got Pepper Potts. I've got Loki. and I've got
Loki.
yeah, Loki's definitely gonna die. That's all. And probably Vision. I don't think Scarlet Witch will die. She doesn't do anything really. She just shows up in the Avengers movies.
I really don't want them to do another stupid thing that like they did in Civil War, where everybody lines up and runs at each other, because that's stupid as shit.
Yeah,
It looks so dumb. Anytime anybody,
they already kind of did that in the trailer, though.
No, that was an army. Okay, that's different. Instead of a line of idiots running towards each other in an airport, in that stupid fucking scene.
I gotta get to my flight.
Groot's a teenager. Rocket might die. Rocket could die.
He could, but
didn't the Guardians kind of just lose Yondu, and that was their loss?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Guardians are pretty much all safe, I guess, besides Gamora's sister.
I think if they don't kill any of like the original Avengers, that this movie will be like a failure. It will.
They need to kill. Sense. Okay, so Iron Man and Captain America, one of them are done for sure.
For sure.
One, if not both.
Yeah.
Who is definitely? How many do you think are gonna die? So I've got Cap, Iron Man, Vision, Drax, Blueface, Hawkeye. I don't think anybody else besides them.
I think conservatively, one major character and 2 or 3 minor characters. Like, I consider Loki and like Pepper Potts to be like minor characters.
No! Loki was my favorite part besides Thor in
When
Ragnarok.
I say major character, I mean like a hero. Like, you have a movie named after you, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm not like particularly...
I want Falcon to stop using wings and get an Iron Man suit.
I'm not particularly worried about any of the Guardians of the Galaxy, just because they're still like kind of new, and they just had a big fucking like loss moment as well.
Yondu,
yeah. Although maybe Blueface, maybe, I don't know.
I think Blueface will die, and Gamora will be pissed.
I'm just trying to think of like logical reasons that any of them would die from what we've seen. So I think Captain America probably makes the most sense, because we've seen him just like charging like headfirst into this stuff.
Oh, you mean based on what we've seen?
Yeah, and also just like what like the direction of the plot that I have kind of like imagined in my head. Like, how are the fights gonna go? Why would Thanos get into like a conflict with this person? How would that end up going, basically?
How do you think they're gonna? Do you think first of all, do you think Thanos is gonna get all of the stones?
I think the movie ends with him getting all the stones.
Ends?
Yeah.
Wait, you don't think this whole thing is gonna end in the movie?
No, this movie was supposed to be 2 parts.
And is it not anymore?
It's technically not, but they still have Avengers 4 coming out in May 3rd, 2019.
And what is that about?
It was supposed to be Infinity War Part 2, but they backtracked and said, okay, it's not going to be called Infinity War, it's going to be something else. So I don't know what it's going to be called. I bet it'll be something like The New Avengers or something else. But yeah, basically, even though they're not saying it's a 2-parter, this is meant to be a 2-parter. Because Avengers movies usually have 3 years in between them. And having them back to back like this is obviously they're meant to be like a pairing. So they're definitely gonna. Thanos is probably not gonna be finished in this movie.
I'm not liking Iron Man's new suit at all.
Oh, the one with weird wings.
He's
and he
Blue
looks like
Beetle
a bug.
now.
Yeah, he is Blue Beetle. Exactly. He just has the nanosuit technology, right?
Yeah, they're getting lazier and lazier. It's just he just sort of presses a button and he has a suit on now.
Yeah, they're just okay, we need to come up with an excuse for all these people to fucking, for him to have amazing suits that do all kinds of crazy shit. So yeah, he's got nanosuits. Why the hell not?
Do you think Jeremy Renner is in hot water or something, and that's why they're not showing him?
What do you mean hot water?
Just he did something wrong?
No, I doubt it. I just think he's probably gonna die, and not much is gonna be made of it. Okay, so I'm looking at the release date schedules for the upcoming Marvel movies, and the Avengers 4 comes out in May of 2019, and Captain Marvel comes out March of 2019. So kind of like how Black Panther is coming out, was the movie before we're gonna see Infinity War, right? And how now there's a huge focus around Black Panther, and then Black Panther also being in Infinity War. I think that's how it's going to go for Captain Marvel next year. Like, we're gonna get a Captain Marvel movie. It's probably gonna do gangbusters. People are gonna be like, "Oh my god, feminism, representation."
Jesus.
And no, which is good. Although Wonder Woman,
the way
beat him
you
to
said
the
that, I
punch.
was like, yeah, whatever.
Wonder Woman beat him to the punch, but still,
There's never.
we're all gonna be
there's never
hyped up
too many
on Captain
feminist
Marvel.
movies.
And then they're gonna drop the Avengers 4 trailer and poster and be like, "Want more fucking Captain Marvel? Here she is in Avengers fucking 4, joining the team. Get ready for them to fucking finally finish this shit."
Carol Danvers is one of those characters that just looks good as a character. Like, she's got the hair that's flowing in the breeze, and she's got this like the Dragon Ball Z up and away thing, or not Dragon Ball Z, the Superman thing. And she's like the big gun, besides Vision and a couple other people. Like, they're not going to have Hyperion or whatever that guy's name was. I can't remember his name. This is going to annoy me. The Sentry. They're not going to have the Sentry. I doubt that they would have that, because it literally is Superman. But yeah, she is the big gun.
Yeah. So I think Avengers 4 will establish the new Avengers, or this cinematic universe's version of that. Oh my god, we just got an email saying Clinton Barton sucks. Perfect timing.
We'll save that.
That's hilarious.
Let me see what it says.
Wait, I'm gonna look at it too. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, this is like a Tumblr screenshot.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm so happy about that. All right, let's keep that.
But I'm looking at the roadmap. It's pretty obvious they're establishing the new Avengers, which is why they need to kill Captain America or Iron Man or both. And the new Avengers are obviously going to be Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, probably Scarlet Witch still. Probably Bucky is the new Captain America. I'm really excited to see that. It's pretty clear that
feel like the parents are away.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard transition, because people have spent like 10 years with these people as these characters.
Black Panther's also got to go rule fucking Wakanda. That's his whole thing. He doesn't have time to be doing missions with the Avengers.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Although I think, well, I don't know. I think he can spend time away.
They
doing
need more team-up movies.
Briefly.
They need more Ragnaroks, because you don't need to have everybody come together and look stupid next to each other.
Yeah.
You need like a Thor Hulk movie. That movie was so good. Ragnarok is amazing, and it's funny, and it's cool looking. Who else would make a good pair?
I think
or trio.
I don't know. Well,
War
depending on
Machine
how
going
Captain
to
Marvel
Wakanda.
goes. What?
War Machine going to Wakanda, because he's the new Iron Man, and he's got to be keeping up tabs like it as a government guy.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man needs to team up with someone, but I don't know who would make. If they decide to bring in the TV level guys like Daredevil, I think a Spider-Man and Daredevil team up makes it the most sense.
Yeah, the weakest guy with the coolest guy. Cool.
No, because they share a city, they share similar
color.
settings. They even share the same goddamn supervillain.
You know who I want to see? I want to see the Punisher and who would make a good combo? Who's in this movie? Let me see.
The Punisher and like the antithesis to the Punisher.
Hawkeye is okay. There's a great run of comics where Hawkeye is like on street level stuff, and he's got an apartment, and he's like got a landlord, and it's just like he's off of Avengers stuff, but he's still doing his bow and arrow thing. And then when he was a kid, he was deaf, and then he gets hit in the head in a way, and his deafness returns, and his brother comes to see him, and then starts communicating with him in sign language and stuff. And I just want, like, there's a story there. You can do street level stuff with Hawkeye, and him having to settle a vendetta with an abusive guy that he knew in the circus or something like that, with his brother, and then, you know, they team up as archer friends or something like that. Yeah. There's stuff you can tell. And a Black Widow movie, oh my god, espionage, yes.
Oh, I don't think Black Widow will die, and I think they will eventually get around.
Because there's literally a movie with her name on it coming out.
I mean, that's not announced yet, but it doesn't make any sense that they haven't done it yet for whatever reason. I think, you know, why not take they love to fuck around with genres in these movies. And I think they could do a really cool like espionage thing where she's doing things that are at her like skill level. You know, she's not fighting like intergalactic beings. She's just like fucking with other people and like information and, you know, shit like that. Like I'd love to see it like a more grounded story that doesn't have like world-ending stakes. Like she's just settling like a score from her past or something. Like, that'd probably be so fucking easy to do
with a team with Hawkeye as well. You can have the two of them in the same movie.
Yeah, like, they're supposedly like great friends. Like show some of that history. Like where does that come from? Like why are they like such great friends and stuff?
When they toss out like that thing in Avengers, it's like this is just like whatever country, and then he's like, you remember that country way different than I do, and it's just like that sounds like a way more interesting fight. Why aren't you showing me that? Like that sounds fun.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot they can do, but they seem more interested in just kind of like bringing in these like new characters to do big things. And big shit's cool. I like big shit, but
Miles Morales, got to bring him in there somewhere. For the love of God, please.
I think it's a little too early for that.
I don't care.
Well, the other thing is, and this is weird, is that Sony's Venom movie, Sony keeps saying it's definitely a part of the MCU, but then Kevin Feige and Marvel keep saying no, it's not. Like we're not doing that.
Do you think Sony's just lying through the teeth to get people in the theater?
I think Sony like wants to push Marvel to like accept this movie and make it part of their thing. I'm so curious to see Venom just to see like what the fuck they're doing, like making a Spider-Man villain movie without Spider-Man.
He sold me. I love Tom Hardy. I'll watch anything with.
I love Tom Hardy too, but I want to see what they do with the universe. Like, is this just going to be like its own isolated thing? Are they going to even reference Spider-Man?
They could do
what is
Agent
going to
Venom.
happen? I mean, I guess they could. Like, so is Venom going to be a good guy then?
If he's the only comic book character in this movie that's like, if he's the one person in this movie who's, you know what I mean? It's the Venom movie, then he's going to be the protagonist.
Yeah.
I want them to make a Carnage movie.
I think Carnage, what I've heard, the rumors are that Carnage is the villain of the Venom movie.
Carnage is such a fucking just good villain because he's just a crazy hillbilly who loves killing people. That's his entire thing. Cletus Jones or whatever his name is. Cletus Cassidy.
And I'd love to see Spider-Man be a part of all that, but the Spider-Man that they've set up...
Contrast would be cool.
It would be incredible. Like this incredibly dark, like murderous, like monstrosities fighting each other, and then here's fucking...
him being terrified. I want to see him scared.
Innocent-ass Tom Holland, who literally just had a movie about Homecoming, just comes in and he's like, Jesus Christ, all these dead bodies, their heads ripped off, I don't know what to do, and he's just like, is like crying and doesn't fucking like...
Well, they're never gonna have him Carnage like in a... Like the way they do it with Deadpool is if he's in an Avengers comic, then he doesn't necessarily cut people's heads off and shove his hand down their intestines. He'll like beat them up or shoot them and then they'll fall over. Like they always dumb it down. And he doesn't always, when he's in Avengers comics, I don't think I've seen him recently break the fourth wall. Like they always change the character that's super weird for when they're on screen in a, more general thing.
Yeah, that makes 100% sense, but I just don't understand how they're going to do Venom. I think out of all the movies coming out...
Is he playing Eddie Brock or
he's Eddie
Flash
Brock,
Thompson? Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
Eddie Brock, yeah. I'm super excited for Infinity War, obviously, but I know what that movie is going to be. Like, I kind of like expect, like, I have a certain idea of it in my head and how it fits in with everything. When I think of the Venom movie, even though we've seen like a short teaser trailer, I have zero idea what they're doing with that. I have no idea how it's going to fit in universe-wise. I don't know what they're going to do story-wise with it. And that's exciting, and I'm like curious to know, and I hope it's good, but considering it's like a Sony production, I don't have much faith.
How do you think they're going to do the effects? One specific effect I'm curious about.
It's probably just going to be like a lot of CGI like
well, yeah, obviously, but do you know when Venom opens his mouth and you see all the teeth?
Yeah.
How are they going to do that without showing the actor's head?
I mean,
in the
that's pretty
comics, you
easy.
can suspend your disbelief because it doesn't look like there's anything but the symbiote because it's just a big like Pac-Man open mouth with teeth in it. But that's where the head is. So where are you going to show the head?
Oh, just CGI.
No, that's not what I mean. Like, it's going to look like, where is his head now? Because his mouth is open. And, like, do you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but when he turns into Venom, he'll be 100% CGI, so they can literally do whatever.
I know that, but how are people going to believe that Venom is opening his mouth? Where is Tom Hardy's head now?
I mean, from what I'm assuming, I'm imagining his body has mutated to the point where he
Oh,
can
you
just
mean
do that.
his jaw just like...
Yeah, like I'm assuming like he is just like mutated. Yeah.
I've never thought of it that way. I just thought that he's like displaced somehow, like lower in the torso, and then Venom is...
Yeah, no, I always assumed it was some sort of like mutation thing. Like this virus is just like taking over his body and like mutating it to like its needs, you know?
Well, I mean, what I mean is if Venom was standing there and you like pushed your hand through the symbiote, you could touch Eddie's head. But then, and you left it there, and then Venom opens his mouth. Where does his head go?
Again.
Oh
I
my god.
You're like, this is like such a weird
This
line
is something
of thought.
I've read a lot of Spider-Man comics, and this has always bothered me.
I think that it's just him.
He just mutates instantly every single time.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I think it's just like him. It's not like he's like in there behind like the throat or something. Like
I've always thought of it like that, though.
No, that doesn't make any fucking sense. No.
It doesn't make any more sense to just like, yeah, I don't like the way that sounds. That sounds stupid.
Of him mutating?
Yeah, just
That's
instantly like that.
Why not? Like
Because
crazier shit has
most of the
happened.
time he's just got slick, like it's just his head.
Yeah.
Never mind, whatever.
So I think it'll work. I think it sounds better than him just like hiding in that costume somewhere, like a horse costume or something. Like he's just in the bottom half, and Venom's like, "I'm taking it from here." Like, are you trying to draw this out for me?
Okay, so there is. Let me see if I can get the camera to see it.
Okay.
There he is. There's Venom.
Yep.
Now
I see him.
there's the mouth. It's open. Teeth. And then... Hold on, sorry. I'm leaving you in suspense.
It's really hard. I want to see how this diagram is going to turn out.
And then there's Tom Hardy.
You're making it look like he's wearing a shitty like
It
T-Rex
does, because that's how
Halloween
I imagine
costume.
it happened.
So what? Like Venom goes in to like bite someone's face, and then Tom Hardy's like in the mouth
Hello.
there, and he's like, "Oh no, please don't eat that! Like that's gonna come right at me."
Well, yeah. Where else is it
It's
going
like
to go?
it's a human centipede situation where he's just like, "Please don't put that in your mouth because it's gonna push right up against my face." And
Here,
I
hold
don't.
on. Whose
I don't like
teeth
that.
I'm going to find out.
Whose teeth are really biting Venom's victims?
How
Tom
does
Hardy's teeth or Venom's
Venom
teeth?
have teeth?
Oh my god! I'm gonna pull up the- I'm gonna
Spider-Man.
pull
It just
up
gave
the
me a bunch of
images.
spider stuff, like Venom facts.
Yeah.
Oh, why doesn't Spider-Man have Venom's teeth? While he's wearing the symbiote.
Well, yeah, it's a totally different thing. It's like
Oh,
an
dude,
alien.
you look
thing.
pretty slick. Okay. Eugene Flash Thompson, codename Agent Venom, has no legs and is bonded with a Venom symbiote in the picture above. He works secretly for the U.S. government. Why does he not have the characteristic Venom look, one might ask? It all depends on the state of the bond or how they are bonded. If the symbiote is agitated or has taken over by feeding off the negative emotions of the host, then you get the classic villainous Venom with the teeth. On the other hand, if the host and the symbiote have reached a form of equilibrium agreement and therefore the symbiote is calm, then the host is in control, and the end result is a slick black armor minus the savagery of Venom. Because Peter Parker was just wearing it, if he had bonded with the truest form of the symbiote, he could have looked cool like Flash Thompson does. Because he had not bonded completely with the organism, his capacities with it were limited to its behavior acting as a molecular sheath around Parker's body. It was limited to what he was allowed based on his psychological capacity to interact with the suit and communicate his needs. While the relationship was symbiotic to a degree, the suit was unable to communicate with Parker to the true nature of its capacity and perhaps its sense of obligation for his rescue of it from the Beyonder.
Yeah, but you've highlighted all this. You've talked about all this, but you still haven't answered the ultimate question of
why does he have teeth?
Where is Tom Hardy's head when Venom's teeth come out? That's what I'm most interested in.
Where Tom Hardy head when teeth?
I doubt there are actual answers to this, so don't.
Somebody will answer this question for me.
If you have theories on where the fuck Tom Hardy's head goes when Venom's teeth come out, please let us know. We would love to hear what you have to say. If you have diagrams especially, we'd really like to see those, because the more scientific, the better. Okay, let's jump into emails, because we have a bunch that we never get through. So we just got that email of a funny picture from Kaylee, which is a Tumblr screenshot of all the Entertainment Weekly magazine covers for Infinity War, and everyone got one except for my boy Clint, my boy Hawkeye, so he can suck ass and not get shit, because he's probably gonna die.
I'm gonna tweet this.
Oh, go for it.
Let's see what people think of my theory.
God, this is like, we're not one for fan. This might be the first like fan theory we've ever come up with. Like originally, like people come up with like, oh, Jar Jar Binks is Snoke, or some
That's
other stupid shit
though.
like that, or like Jon Snow is actually Azor Ahai, or some crazy shit like that.
That's not crazy. That's a possibility.
Yeah, that one's actually probably true. But
I know, something crazy. Like, what if Luke is actually Vader's son? Like, what kind of fucking crazy shit is that?
But anyways, this is a good first theory. All right, this email. I like this email. Oh, this this is recent. We got this 2 days ago. This is from Devin. So I'm listening to your, I think, most recent episode where you talk about death and God or whatever, and this is just my view. I like to think that there's some type of God or great creator or whatever, and they just created the universe and then was like, this is boring. What happens if I do this? And accidentally created a form of life. Then just decided to watch what would happen if the universe / multiverse, were left alone and we just existed. Then we die and just do whatever. Visit other universes, live another life, or just wander around. Or maybe that's just a coping mechanism to distract from the fact that one day everything and everyone I know will be dust. So
let's see what people think of this.
There's actually a name for that particular theory, or not that exactly how you described it, but it's called like the Clockmaker God or whatever, where he basically just like made everything right as we know it, and just like let it go, like just let it run basically. I think that's technically like the deist view of like God, which I don't think deism is technically. Wait. What?
Nothing. I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I don't think the deist view is technically like a Christian thing, but they definitely have that clockmaker version of God or whatever. So yeah, that's basically I think what we settled on last time. So thank you for your email, Devin. I'm definitely in line with your line of thinking there. All right. This is from Megan. This is relevant. So I was just reminded of the dumpster fire that is the last Airbender movie. What are your thoughts on it in general, especially in comparison to the amazing TV show? Love you guys. Have a good one. It's funny that you bring that up because me and Patrick actually watched that semi-recently, I think, over the summer or something like that. And we even watched on like some shitty like streaming site. And I had never seen it actually, and I love the TV show, and I was just kind of like amazed, like it was like a bad movie, like it was a shitty movie for sure,
cool
but
parts.
And yeah, and the mispronunciation of names and stuff was funny, but I was just more. I felt like I had whiplash watching that movie because they jumped through the whole first season in like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it was weird. I was just like, you're skipping over so much like important.
This isn't something that needs
right
to be made into a movie. That's the point that I was trying to make. Like, it's so good on its own. It doesn't need a cinematic combination. Like, with Ghost in the Shell, why do you need it to be live action? Why? It's already good on its own.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think there's ever been a good animation to live action adaptation of things. Like, they just made that Full Metal Alchemist Netflix live action adaptation. They did the same thing with Death Note. All of them are shitty. Stop trying to make live action anime stuff happen. It's never gonna work out.
Death Note. Oh my god.
What, you don't like the kid from Naked Brothers Band being in Death Note?
Death
wasn't
Note,
good enough for you?
Attack on Titan.
Oh, Attack on Titan is just like a whole nother level of cringy. It's just some like,
and recently Full Metal Alchemist.
yeah, that's what I said.
Sorry,
it's just garbage. Piece of shit.
It was so bad.
Thank you for that, Megan. This one's from Nicole. Oh, this is a cute ass little drawing. How did I not see this? Hello again. I want to say first, thanks for reading my question a few episodes ago. You guys rock. I was listening to What is Vor earlier, and I ended up drawing this as I was listening to it because I also love raccoons and really wanted to draw one. Hope you guys like it. Bye. Patrick, this is a drawing of you talking about how much you love raccoons and their little hands and they stab you to death.
No, that's not what I meant. But okay.
This is a great picture.
I love raccoons. They got little hands. They stab you to death. To stab you to death. 1% Ritz, 99% bad decisions.
Did you also say that?
No, but I think in the New York vlog that I said they offered me Ritz crackers and I showed up.
That's
Tiny
funny
evil
as
dagger.
Shit.
Yeah, this is a great drawing of raccoon though.
We should insta that photo. You should put that out, yeah.
At Naked the Hooligan is that her Instagram?
It's Nicole. I think so. Yeah, I think people have like gotten the drift.
I'll email her and find out.
Definitely. Oh, this is in response to our conversation about sexuality last week, which was in response to another question we got. This is from Catherine. She says, "Hey guys, really enjoyed the most recent podcast. I thought it was interesting when you were talking about people obsessing over a celebrity's sexuality. I 100% agree it's wrong to only see someone as their sexuality and nothing else. However, being asexual, meaning someone who doesn't experience sexual attraction towards anyone, I do find myself getting super excited when someone in the media or a character on a show identifies on the asexual spectrum. I get why Patrick was saying that someone's identity shouldn't be that significant, and to most people it shouldn't, but it can be really significant to people who also identify with that label. For example, when the character Todd Chavez on BoJack Horseman came out as asexual, it meant the world to me because maybe then some people wouldn't think it was so weird when I told them I'm asexual because they had seen an ace character on TV. So yeah, I think there's a healthy balance between completely obsessing over someone's sexuality and not caring about identity/labels at all.
I absolutely
In my experience, labels were the only thing that helped me realize that other people like me exist in such a heteronormative society, but I completely respect people who choose not to use them. Do you guys think there's a good happy medium when it comes to labels, and were you aware that asexuality even existed? I'll leave a link to this website. That is www.whatisasexuality.com. Keep up the great podcast. Look forward to it every week. Thank you, Catherine. That's a very thoughtful email. And as Patrick said, I also agree. I think when we were discussing that, you raise a very good point, and I agree with you completely, and I regret that we didn't elaborate, I guess. I
There's
think
people
you
who
can
like
use
representation.
Yeah, I think you can use labels on yourself to process what you are feeling, and that can be really helpful. But when other people really magnify in on that and make that your defining feature.
Oh, he's this person, yeah.
Yeah. That's super fucking annoying. It's whenever the first time I meet people, or at least when I was younger, it doesn't really happen anymore. When I meet people for the first time as a kid, they'd be like, "Oh my god, you're so tall." And I was like, "Geez, thanks." It's the fucking same shit everyone's for the past 5 years has told me. So yeah, it's just being defined by one feature can be really annoying and pretty disrespectful.
And especially if you don't think whatever that is about you is that interesting or that important.
Yeah, right.
It's I have I don't know. Well, let me think of something. You have a cut on your hand, and then you become the cut on the hand guy. What? It's just a cut on my hand. What do you want from me?
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely an important balance to strike, especially for underrepresented communities out there that need more representation, need more just widespread knowledge that they even exist, like asexuality. That's a great example. So I think, no, as long as, and that's a great example, like Todd on BoJack Horseman isn't just the asexual guy. He's not just the asexual character. Like, he has tons of other character traits that like define him and make him up as a person. So yes, I do think there's a good happy medium when it comes to these labels. I think they can be good for processing what you're feeling and for also maybe helping other people understand that and come to a certain understanding. But at the same time, you really don't want to focus in on those too much, because what makes a person is much, they're much larger than the sum of their parts. Basically, is what I have to say. So
it's a good speech.
Yeah, thank you. And on that beautiful monologue, let's close out the podcast. So thank you again for listening, guys, to the podcast this week. Yammin will be back next week, hopefully. He wasn't here because he wasn't at school because they had a goddamn snow day. So Yammin just always has these like hiatuses. He never just misses one episode. It's like 1 or 2 or like 3 in succession for some reason.
I wonder if we're going to keep his interest this time because we talked about Infinity War.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he joked about us just talking about Star Wars for an hour, and I was like, I would love to. But we talked about the Avengers for an hour, which is just as bad as in his eyes, I'm sure.
No, he actually is very excited to see it, and he said one of the things he wanted to see was like everybody coming together, like the whole culmination of everything.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Good.
Spider-Man and Iron Man are obviously parts of the reason he's seeing it, but like he just wants to see the whole thing.
Everyone's got their anchors. I'm sure there's people seeing Infinity War now. Yeah, I'm sure there's people seeing Infinity War now just because Black Panther's in it, so more the merrier.
Oh, absolutely.
So Yammin will be back soon, hopefully. If you want to send us any emails or stuff in the meantime, that's prudedudes@gmail.com. If you want to find us on Instagram and Twitter, that's @prudedudes. Our personal accounts will also be linked below with the rest of that stuff. I'm at AlexPenna97. Patrick is at PatrickShaw25. And Yammin is at @Insta_Yammin. And make sure we are never going to cross 50-star ratings on iTunes, but just in case you haven't yet reviewed us on the iTunes store, please go do that. It means a lot, helps with discoverability of the show. And if you leave a funny review, we'll read it on the podcast. So,
like we did this week.
What'd you say, Pat?
Like we did this week.
Well, there were no new reviews this week, so that's why I didn't read it.
You could read old reviews.
Fucking okay. Hang on. Let me just.
Not now. It doesn't matter now.
I'm not. Well, I'm just gonna double check. No one added anything. I didn't check today, so who knows? Someone may have left. We reached 50 ratings. Never mind, guys. We did great.
You're happy. Yeah. What was the 50th rating?
Hopefully they wrote something. Well, there's another one I haven't read yet. This one is from Ludacris. Word up. Hey, it's me, Ludacris. This is my favorite podcast. I want to sign you guys to a record deal. Please respond to my email.
Thanks, Luda.
Thanks, Luda. Our 50th rater was Ludacris himself. God bless. All right. Thanks again for listening, guys. And we'll see you again next week.